What's going on, guys? My name is Peter Cattani, and I'm here to talk about HERCULE. Bam! You guys already know the leader's insane. But today I'm here to talk about its weakness. Reason being is because someone in another video said I leaked out the deck. I didn't leak out the deck. I did really good about keeping my mouth shut about it. I didn't make any deck videos for YouTube or anything telling you about the deck. My list went out and I did as bad as I could on my handwriting to try to hide it as much as possible. Because when I talked to my friend, his name is Eric Goodwin, great guy, he got third in Gen Con. When I talked to him, we do communicate back and forth. I told him, hey, I think HERCULE's really good. He's like, oh, funny, I'm on that too. Cool. I showed him my bad version of GT. And I told him, like, hey, I think blue's really good, but it taps out, I don't know. The main thing he taught me, the main thing he spoiled for me was Zenal Button. I have to remember the name of the card. I call it Button. Zenal Button. That card's insane. And HERCULE is the first leader to be able to use it so effectively. So I even forgot the card exists. Then it made the mono blue list out of this world. Incredible. So he helped me out, but the only thing he asked me to do was to keep it a secret till Atlantic City came out. Atlantic City happened and the results were pretty much the same. Day 2, HERCULE was everywhere. So yeah, if you did test him out, if you'd stop paying attention and be closed-minded on, oh, he's a 10K leader. He's not. He's definitely not. He's just really strong. So I never leaked it out. It was a shame that someone said it, but that's okay. That's okay. I just played it. I had fun with it. I had a great time with it. And now I'm going to teach you the secrets of beating it. The reason it was so good is because it beats Hirudegarn easy. And Hirudegarn was a monster. You would kind of assume that he defined the meta once SS3 got rotated out or banned. Got banned, not rotated. Got banned. We knew Hirudegarn 1-2 swap was going to be a menace, and red-blue. Anything Hirudegarn, just strong leader. HERCULE came and saved the day. This is the one leader that can put it on check, and if it sits in front of Hirudegarn, it most 90% pretty much wins because the hand advantage. Swap can't deal with it, and you would think Zeno is enough to take away the advantage, but it's not. It gets it right back up. So Hirudegarn is a bad matchup for HERCULE, and that was the main reason why HERCULE did so good. But it does have weaknesses like every other leader. But the fact is, I believe his name is Chris Welch. I'm pretty sure his name's Chris Welch. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Was the first person, from my understanding, from the circle of people that I've tried to find out who made this deck, I'm pretty sure it was Chris Welch. Hopefully I'm saying that right. That discovered this list. It was mono blue, and if anything, it was the button that was just mind blowing, incredible. So shout out to him. Congrats on making the deck. I had a blast playing it. A bunch of people that went to Atlantic City and used his list, because they talked to each other and stuff, did really well with it. Great deck builder. When I did talk to him, because I did a shout out to him, like I wrote to him on Facebook and congratulate and thank him for the list. He told me he made another deck, which I think was Hirudegarn something. I just never paid attention to Hirudegarn because he was good, and I don't like using good leaders. But for the next event, it's Orlando Regional, hosted by PPG. It's going to be an interesting meta because if you're brave enough to play Hirudegarn, you will have a hard time against HERCULE. HERCULE is a dominating deck. It has a good amount of matchups for the meta, which when I say meta, I mean Pan, HERCULE, Pan, what is Hirudegarn? Forgot his name already. Hirudegarn, Cell, Androids, all those stuff. It's just good against everything. But there's random things that beat HERCULE, and I'm here to tell you about it. So let's get into it. All right, guys. So this is the champion. This is pretty much right now defining the meta until we get new leaders, draft box. But he is very strong, and luckily because of him, he's putting Hirudegarn in check. That if you play a Hirudegarn, you got guts. Because this guy, really good against it. Mono blue is probably the best version for him because of button. If it wasn't for button, he does tap out. If you try to play any other color, you tap out. You do not have button to restand all your energy and defend yourself, because that's the main thing about him. Button's good because it has a bunch of 10Ks in the deck to defend. If you try any other color, it ain't looking too good. Mono blue is more or less the main color. It's like blue-red also. It's the main thing for him. Let's see. His ability is so strong because every single combo every single time he battles. Once during that combo, you get to draw a card, and then his effect's negated for that battle. And just that battle. So the next battle that happens, his effect's back on, and basically your super combos become draw 2 cards. The hand advantage that he provides is way too strong. He's the first leader to awaken and draw 3 cards. Very strong. And on this side, when he swings, he draws a card, and the same concept that when you combo, you get to draw a card. So when you use your super combo or the GT Goku that draws you a card, you draw 2 cards. Very strong leader. The hand advantage is insane. Against most matchups, you can play around certain things. Like you would think, oh, I'm just gonna sell him, then he has no hand. Not true. If he defends his life good enough against sell, and by the time you do it, if you do sell before he's awakened, you wasted your time. If you do it afterwards, hurts a little bit, but if he saved enough super combo, his 3 cards become 6 cards, and it becomes just strong again. He just deals with cell, and now he's getting hand advantage over you. Same thing with Zeno. You protect your life before he Zenos, and if he does it afterwards, it hurts a little bit, but again, the super combos just draw me too much. So just really good. But the randomness that it alludes to, we're gonna get into. Every color has something. The first thing we're gonna talk about would be, let's see, we could do blue for now. Let's see what I got for blue. 1, 2, and I'm pretty sure I had another blue card somewhere. But all right, so these 2 cards, we're just gonna use this example. Vegito is actually very good against Hercule because anything barrier, if it says barrier, 1 barrier's ruled retardedly, but it's very strong because Hercule has to swing at this to get rid of it. Another thing about Hercule is only when he battles does he draw a card. But if any of his battle cards battle and they waste a super combo, or they waste any combo cards in their hand, they don't get to draw a card, so eventually their hand starts depleting. So when they swing with Hercule, you kind of just want to negate it. You want to waste a negate, it's completely wasted, but they don't get to draw a plus off you. So that's one strategy that you can go against. But with Vegito, they have to attack over it, and now you're defending yourself, protecting yourself against it. With Hercule, you don't want to swing multiple attacks on the thing, because every attack, he's just going to dig through his deck while protecting. He'll lose no hand advantage off this, while you're just wasting attacks and filling up his hand. Every single battle that he does, let's see, that means every super combo is draw 2 cards. If you swing huge, let's say you swing for 50, then 1 super combo is going to draw him 2 cards, and then he has to waste too much to swing. Problem is, when you swing for 50, try not to waste your own combos to get up there to that number, because then he'll waste cards to get out there, but now his hand looks like 6 when your hand looks like 2. So you're slowly going to lose. That's another little thing to know about him. But we're going to get into what beats him. So this card's annoying enough against Hercule, where most of the time Mira is the way out. They'll bring out Mira. If you don't have the negate, they'll swing over, and no way to combo out of Mira. That's what's the truth. But this Hercule beats the other Hercule, the leader Hercule. Why? Only Oob can use it. So who's playing Oob? You'll be surprised. Some people are trying him out. But when you play this, Hercule has absolutely no answers for this card. This card just sits there, and you just don't attack. If your leader's not going to draw a card, there's no point in swinging at Hercule. Just pass the turn, don't give him that hand advantage, because again, all the super combos, even that GT, is going to draw him 2 cards. His hand's going to build up, he's going to search for combo pieces, it's just going to be a mess. So you can just play this and pass. Cool. Next thing, you automatically, let's say you play another one. All right, he still can't deal with this. He's a mono blue deck. If, some people are spicy and, play red, blue, and had Jiren, then this card is completely useless. But right now, for what the list is, what it is, this Hercule cannot deal with this barrier Hercule. That's never going to swing. So let's say you play another one. The following turn, because this happened in our Patreon video, where Marcel was using Oob, I was using Hercule. Horrible list, but it was enough to understand that this card beat Hercule instantly because I had no cards for it. All of a sudden, he dropped Pan with 2 Hercules on the board. He drew 4 cards, and Pan is now double strike, dual attack, 25. 25 is a solid number against Hercule because he has to waste 2 10Ks to protect himself. Not that it's hard for him, not that he loses a bunch of resources doing it, but multiple times swinging like that hurts. It gets rid of it, and this card gives you the advantage that Hercule's already getting on you. Just by playing 1 card, you draw 4? That's absurd. Drawing 2 is good enough, but you just want to build up, because if Herc just can't deal with it in time, you just have 2, do this, it goes in, and then you untap 2 also. Herc has a really tough time against something as dumb as this. No one's playing it, but it's something as simple like this that can beat Hercule. That's one example. This is just like blue. Every color, I'm gonna show you certain cards that give Hercule an annoying time. All right, guys. Next color we're gonna go is just simple red cards. Something as simple as just these three. Monster, just divine monster against Hercule. It's funny because Hercule players, some of them, like I was even talking to the creator of the deck. It's like, oh, Hercule shouldn't be a real problem. I don't know how much testing he's got on this, but this guy is a beast because he's a 30K. Beautiful number. That's 2 super combos plus a 5K without me wasting any cards. When he swings, most of the time he's gonna have the right Gohan that draws him a card. So my hand advantage becomes huge while my opponent slowly like dimming down. If you put the Majin Buu that gives him barrier, this thing is gonna stay on the field the whole time. Because once it has barrier, Hercule decks don't have an answer to that. This guy just comes in. I would have played this, but the thing is, this deck, I would have played it in Atlanta City. The problem with this deck was it loses a 1-2 swap. If Hercule puts Hirudegarn in check, then I can play this and go against Hercule decks. Oh, it's like, and now we're going into a triangle format. But right now, Hercule puts Hirudegarn in check. And if there's less Hirudegans, I might consider Andrew Duvall's list of Vegeta Buu because it was very strong. It just sucked against Hirudegarn. But I saw how well it does against Hercule, so this is complete a contender. Another thing too is he can go against battle cards since he attacks active. And if you put Marvelous Comeback Gohan, I don't know, the one that when it kills a battle card, they take 2 damage. Now you make Hercule almost vanilla because if he has battle cards, we're just going after those, and he's going to lose 2 life for each one without even being able to protect his hand size. Because let's say he combos out to protect it, cool. He doesn't draw anything for the leader because I have to battle the leader for him to get a hand advantage. So huge contender. Another one, he got errated, so only Red Saiyans can use him, and that's a shame because I was in the works of a Majin Buu, an Oob GT deck. It looked cool, it looked interesting because Grand Tor can grab Pan, and we were setting it up. It was an idea. Problem is they errated him to only work with a Red Saiyan leader. Which is okay. It's okay anytime they're trying to balance. But what makes him so good against Hercule is, one, he swings for 30, so they have to waste cards in hand. And it's so easy to come out because for 1 red, you draw 2 cards. Really strong. I don't have to pitch anything, so I lose no hand advantage. And if you get him to 40 before the swing, so there's cards like just bringing out with Pan gives the GT card 5K, and most of the time those cards get 5K for whatever reason. So things like that, getting him 40 is awesome because you'll swing with 40 and your opponent can't activate battle cards or counters. So they can't negate with announcer, and most important, they can't Zeno button. So if they do a play and they're holding that Zeno button, they're like, I got this. We bring this out, make sure he's 40, and we're going in. This guy's gonna go the distance. So this is another really good counter against Hercule, something that you should look into. And another one, just real quick, is he's okay because he's only good when you bring him out 1 time. He's probably gonna swing at a 1-drop announcer, and if they protect it, they're gonna lose cards in hand. So that's awesome. We're trying to get rid of things so the leader himself can't get advantage. You want to swing on the battle cards. So let's say he swings at a 1-drop announcer for 15 and you combo 20, they're not going to protect it. They have to waste 2K, and theoretically they can, but if it kills something, they do a damage. Pretty strong. Problem is with anything like this, this is kind of like on the sideline because Trunks, a weird guy, kills it. Goku Oob puts in the bottom deck. It's not strong enough. Like, it's good for 1 turn where you feel like, oh, I got pressure, but outside of that, there's so much removal to get rid of it, it's not worth it. Goku Oob can't touch this, but Trunks Weird Guy can kill it. So it's just really good that 1 turn. And this guy, if he has barrier, Hercule has to waste so much in their hands to try to swing over this. And that's when you're able to get so much advantage on this guy. So Red has enough to deal enough pressure to Hercule that you won't see Hercule being that good. But let's go to another color real quick. Next color we're gonna do is green. All right, so if this wasn't a surprise already, Universe 7 uses him the best, and Universe 7 is actually a really strong choice against Hercule. Another reason why is because victory strike. You'd be surprised, Hercule can out combo this attack, because most of the time they'll take like 4 life. So they'll be plus 20k, so he'll swing 65, and then whatever you combo. But I had an opponent swing with this for, I believe, 70. And I did have enough combo powers, but I was tapped out. And I didn't draw a Zeno button because I completely forgot it was in my deck in time. Because the next thing I was trying to out combo it, I do a super combo. I drew a Zeno button, I'm like, man, if only I did this earlier, if I comboed 1 card just to grab it. But nonetheless, Hercule can protect himself over it, like out comboing, but he'll lose his whole hand trying to do it. This card just automatically beat Hercule. U7 is a strong matchup. So if you're looking into Universe 7 Frieza, it's a contender because a lot of people are going to try Hercule. Again, it's on check. The people who are scared to play Hirudegan will go into Hercule because the hand advantage is just way too good, and it's a well-balanced deck against meta decks. But once you go against something random, not saying Universe 7 is random, but we just haven't seen it enough for a while. When you go against it, you can prepare yourself, but it is very strong. It's still strong, and like, oh, you can side into it, they can side into you. Let's put it that way. People think Crushing Ball is a card. It's not. Mindless Kill Zone should see enough play where that's just really strong. When they're doing their big play and they know you're gonna like crush your ball and stuff, it's just like Mindless Kill Zone. Yay. But yeah, that's something. But let's not use that as a great example. For great examples, we're gonna use Combo Killer and this Gohan that no one knows about. Same thing that came out with Button, I believe. So that set apparently is really good with Hercule. Even against it. Combo Killer is really good because anytime they combo, they have to discard a card. So their advantage of their super combo drawing 2 cards, theoretically just draws them 1 card because they have to discard a card. And that's what makes it really good. It's barrier. So as long as you keep it active and you don't waste your time putting it in rest, if you keep it active, they can't get rid of it, and next thing you know, you have another one, and slowly Hercule's hand is going to deplete. Another good example about Hercule is do not swing at it unless you're really strong. If you swing at it for 15, let's say once it awakens, because most of the time when you swing at 15, they're going to take all the hits as long as it's not critical. They're going to take all the hits to get awakened, because once they're awakened, they're going to draw cards while defending themselves. They don't really care to draw cards on this side unless he's going against Cell or Zeno. He doesn't care. He's going to take all the hits. Cool, be awakened. Now he's going to defend his life while getting so much advantage. Cool. With situations like that, let's say he's on this side already. You don't want to swing for 15 because then they just waste a super combo, go to 20, draw 2 cards, waste an attack. You want to swing for solid numbers. So a solid number would be 25, 30 without comboing. So if your guy is swinging for 25 and you did not waste any cards, he has to waste 2 10Ks. Not saying it's super hard for him to do it, but that's what he has to do. Never swing at this leader on this side with 15 or even 20 is kind of questionable because it's super easy for them to out combo it. You want to swing with solid numbers. 25 up is a great number for it. If you swing with 30, awesome, but do not waste any cards comboing because he will out combo you. So an example like this is you want to swing, once you have them on the board, you want to swing with leader if you're awakened already because you're going to draw a card. You don't care if they waste a super combo to draw 2 cards because at least he puts them in check. And then on their turn, they're never going to combo because they're going to swing, draw a card. Of course they're going to do that, but to combo something, they're going to discard a card. When I was playing Hercule and they played this on me, I wasn't going to combo anything. I just used it for defense, and that just told me one time I'm going to discard 1 card. So it's a really solid card. But a monster against Hercule is this Gohan. Bam. So hopefully he sees enough play. He's probably a really good side against Hercule because what it is when you play him for the duration of that turn, not just his attack, that turn. Anytime your opponent combos with 3 or less, get rid of all 3 or less on his board and all 3 and less from the combo area every time he combos. So let's see if I have an example real quick. Awesome. I swing at Hercule. All right, the champ is going to defend combo with this. This card goes away from the combo area and it never existed. It doesn't even add the 5K. And all super combos are 2 drops, so it won't be added, nothing. He's gonna take this hit. Unless he negates this attack, okay, that's one thing you can do. But when it comes to comboing, I think his only high drops are the black cards, like Massane, Mira, Demigra. That's how he can defend himself from this attack, but all super combos ain't gonna work. The only one that does work is the Goku GT super combo. That's, you know, gonna draw 2 cards and give him 1,000, so he's a 20k to 25. He still needs one more, a real combo of 4 and higher. So this is something that's really strong against Hercule, because most of the time they're all McNuggets except the GT super combo, and they're black cards. That's pretty much it. So this guy's gonna get in, and if you have multiple attackers, you pretty much got that turn. So that's just one color. One honorable mention, I guess we can call these things, would be this Piccolo. It is a solid card, and Hercule does have a huge hand size that this Piccolo will put him down to 6 at the end of his turn. Problem is, Hercule has so much draw power and can dig enough where they can find the answer, whereas Trunks, Weird Guy, or Goku Oob just bounces away. It's not good enough. It's very good, but not good enough. So I wouldn't suggest trying this out against Hercule. It just doesn't do enough. That's just one problem. So on to the next color. Next one's gonna be yellow. If this isn't a surprise, Bad Ring Laser, and this one also is only pretty much Universe 7, but it is just that good against Hercule. Alright, Bad Ring Laser. The reason why it's so good is Hercule is so good at defending because of button. They'll do some pressure play, whatever it is, tap themselves out in a way that's just like, okay, I can push, but then they Zeno button, and they're back up and you can't get through. With Bad Ring Laser, if they have 2 Zeno buttons, that's fine. At least one attack is going to go in where you're able to push enough where you can hit, and then the next attack can get the second Zeno button. But for one attack, when they think they're super safe with the Zeno button, you're like, no. And it can be devastating. If they have like 1 mana, all of a sudden they're scrambling, they have to waste more cards to try to defend. This card really good against Hercule, so it should see a lot more play. At least a 1-of in almost any deck that runs yellow. And this guy, what was it, round 3, I went against it. It was a monster. My side was not good enough to deal with it. I almost had no cards to deal with it, and just destroyed me. My ability to draw 2 cards wasn't worth it anymore. I had to defend, ruin the hand size, and the only removal at the time when I had it was Trunks Weird Guy. Now I believe people are playing Dimensional Fu, which is still solid, very good. But if they don't have it to dig for it, it's really hard once he's already out. So again, mostly Universe 7, but if another deck so happens to use it, I believe this only works on a Universe leader. No, any leader that's yellow. So any leader that can bring this out that's a yellow leader, pretty strong. So if you guys come up with an idea for him, let me know. But yeah, these are the 2 yellow cards, and I believe we did all colors except black. This card's just a monster against almost anything, period. If you're able to bring him out, it doesn't matter what deck you're playing against. This guy is just a beast, and especially against Hercule. Hercule's ability to draw still works because it's a leader. This does not affect leaders, but affects every other card. So there's super combos, they'll get 10k, draw a card. The Goku one is just literally only draws a card because of Hercule's own ability. And it shuts down your opponent's whole next turn, where whatever threat he was gonna do has to be denied. So you're able to swing. They can't even Zeno button, so you're going in there for 30k, a beautiful number. So they're gonna have to defend and waste their hand. Demigra is also really strong, because what I understand is Hercule is now maining Demigra for the mirror match, which beautiful. They side into Crusher Ball to deal with Demigra, but that shouldn't be really like the go-to side, because they all should be playing minus kill zone. Minus kill zone is another black card that can add to the graveyard without even removing the grave. You pick 3 color cards, draw a card, replace it, adding another black card. So when you Dark Overwhelm for Demigra, you don't even have to worry about the Crusher Ball. The people who went with that list, no one was thinking Demigra at the time. Now that it's released, and I did not leak it, now that it's released, another side thing that you should look at whenever you're going in the mirror is the minus kill zone, because you want to bring out the Demigra and destroy. You're not going to get stopped by no Crusher Ball, and when you swing, even if they're negate, you're killing their whole hand. So not a whole hand, but you take out 4 cards. That's the equivalent almost the whole hand, because you pick the best ones. So Demigra is another answer, but if you can't do Demigra because you don't have enough black cards, this is another guy that's really strong, because Hercule is almost a grind game. It does get to like 5-6, So you're gonna get up there for him to kill you. When he brings out the Migro, it's a monster. So it's hard to stop that, but if you're able to bring this out, you slow down the Migro because it's not gonna come out next turn, and you put enough pressure onto your opponent that they have to waste cards in hand. So that's another one. Since I was doing honorable mentions real quick, let's see what's another card that people looked at. Everyone looked at the Spears when Announcer came out because they're like, oh, they have a bunch of 1-drop. This card destroys them. It does not destroy them whatsoever. It puts them back a turn a little bit because let's say I have, when you go against Hercule, the only 1-drop it's gonna have is the Announcer, the one that checks the top 7 and the one that negates. So you bring this out, you added the negate in my hand, and if you added the other Announcer, the card that I put to the bottom, or put on top of the deck, I draw, then I play the 1-drop Announcer, check top 7. If it was something important, I'll just add it back to my hand, and literally nothing changed. All you did was add a 20k to the board, and I changed my next turn into playing a bunch of 1-drops afterwards. Against Announcer, I can see it do a little more effect, but it's not enough to be a sideboard card. I want to, believe me, this card looks incredible, but the fact that the 1-drops all in the deck, like even if against Announcer it should affect more, but let's say you bounce back a pan, you gave him the negate to negate this attack, draw a card, all right, cool, and then play a bunch of 1-drops and refill their hand. This is honorable mentions to cards that, yeah, it looks really good against them, but it's not. Don't look at it. Alright guys, so that was my quick video of certain weaknesses and cards you can use against Hercule. Hercule is a dominating leader. Puts Herudagon on check and has a good matchup against mostly what people play or in the meta. But once you go against something random, something you weren't prepared for, or something with barrier, mostly barrier, Hercule slowly dies down, and the advantage that he normally would have goes away. The reason why he did so good in Atlantic City is because people still were close-minded in the fact it's only a 10k leader. No, it's not. And people still tried Herudagon. It was not the play because a whole team was going with Hercule, and they did really well. Shout out to Jose, he did really good. He got his first win. Congrats, buddy. Shout out to my old teammate Alejandro Mena. Even if we're not on the same team, we hang out more or less every other day. We work out together at times. We're still very close friends. When I did good in Atlanta, he looked at the list. He's like, how's this deck win? I'm like, dude, honestly, just play it. He's like, oh, but it should lose to Cell. You must have gone against bad Cell players. No one's bad, first of all. Cell was just Cell. Like, it's really hard to be bad with Cell. But I explained to him, like, once you play the deck, you're gonna see. He tested that week with the deck and saw, he's like, yeah, this deck's the stones. And yeah, it's just really good. So yeah, if the next event is Orlando, it might be really fun and diverse because Hercule was up there, but there's weaknesses for it, and we might see it. And all those weaknesses will lose to Herudagon. So right now I feel like it's a really good triangle. I don't know why my hands are like this. This was a demonstration for Hercule, this was a demonstration for Herudagon, and these three are the demonstration for all the random stuff. But nonetheless, the meta should be very diverse. I'm really interested on what Orlando shows. We also have new draft box leaders. That's what we were saying. So they might change it up because Krillin apparently is like the equivalent of Hercule, but with a 15k body and just draws a lot. So he might see a lot of play. A lot of people like Yamcha because he can attack active battle modes, which is very solid. He can't, but he gives a battle card the ability to, which is pretty interesting. Who else is in that thing? I have to look, I have to check again, but there's also new leaders that might surprise Orlando too, like Hercule did. So super interested. Hope to see everyone out there, and until next time, take care guys.